Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Bill number 8461 under the committee report number 714 and request the Secretary General to read the title of the bill.
The Secretary General, please read the title of the bill.
House Bill 8461, an act granting the President of the Philippines the power to suspend the scheduled increase in the PhilHealth premium rates, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 11223, otherwise known as the Universal Healthcare Act.
The Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Joet Garcia to begin sponsorship of the measure.
To sponsor the measure is the Honorable Joet Garcia. The Honorable Garcia is recognized. Please proceed, Your Honor.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, it is my honor and pleasure to present to this august body, in behalf of the Committee on Health, our chairperson Helen Tan, Committee Report number 714 on House Bill number 8461, or an act granting the President of the Philippines the power to suspend the scheduled increase in PhilHealth premium rates, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 11223, otherwise known as the Universal Healthcare Act. The Universal Healthcare Law has a noble intention of ensuring that all Filipinos are guaranteed access to quality and affordable health care goods and services, and protected against financial risk. Fully aware that this lofty ambition needs to be supported by sufficient funds to sustain the reforms introduced by the law, reasonable annual increases on the premium contributions of members was deliberately provided. It is very unfortunate, however, that at the time the first increase is supposed to be implemented, the whole world is facing a deadly pandemic which has taken toll on almost every country's economy and health system, including ours. Premium contributions for the year 2021 are scheduled to increase from 3% to 3.5%. Still confronted with the challenges brought about by the pandemic, however, the general public's clamor for a reprieve from this additional financial burden prompted even the President to ask PhilHealth to defer the implementation of the increase. The executive action notwithstanding, we remain cognizant that the increase in premium contributions is mandated by law. As such, only a legislative or a mandatory act by Congress may validly and legally suspend or defer its implementation. The suspension implemented by PhilHealth in response to the directive of the President is simply an interim arrangement until Congress passes a law deferring the implementation of the scheduled adjustment. Acknowledging the urgency of easing the potential burden the scheduled increase brings, the Committee on Health promptly deliberated and approved House Bill number 8300, authored by Representative Stella Luz Timbo, and House Bill number 8316, authored by no less than Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, both of which grants the President of the Philippines the power to suspend the scheduled increase in PhilHealth premium rates, amending for this purpose Section 10 of the Universal Healthcare Act. These two bills, now consolidated into House Bill number 8461, grants the President the power to suspend the implementation of the increase in premium contributions. When so exercised by the President, we would have removed an added burden to the hemorrhaging finances of our countrymen. In view of the foregoing, the immediate passage of this very timely and important measure is earnestly sought. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Stella Kimbo of the 2nd District of Marikina for her sponsorship speech.
The lady from the 2nd District of Marikina is recognized. Please proceed, Madam.
Mr. Speaker, PhilHealth premiums have been automatically increased from 3% to 3.5% at the start of 2021. This means that for minimum wage earners making 10,000 pesos per month, their total premium will now be 350 pesos per month. Ang ating mga manggagawa, Mr. Speaker, ang pinaka-apektadong sektor sa pandemya. Milyon-milyon ang nawalan ng trabaho at marami sa kanila ang naging self-employed matapos ang pagkatanggal sa kanilang pinapasukang kumpanya. At para mapatuloy ang kanilang PhilHealth membership, kailangan nilang magbayad ng at least 350 pesos per month. The monthly premium increase as provided by the Universal Healthcare Law ranges from 50 pesos to 350 pesos. Sa ordinaryong manggagawa, malaking bagay ang 350 pesos per month. Yan ay katumbas sa 8 kilong bigas. Ngayon na patuloy pa rin ang pandemya at kailangan natin tulungan ng ating mga kababayan na matustusan ng kanilang batayang pangangailangan, Mr. Speaker, we propose to suspend the scheduled PhilHealth premium hikes. The only way to prevent this increase is to amend Section 10 of the Universal Healthcare Law, which provides automatic increases in premium contribution rates from 2019 to 2025. House Bill number 8461 seeks to grant the President the power to suspend PhilHealth premium hikes if public interest so dictates, such as in cases of national emergencies. Such suspension, Mr. Speaker, will not jeopardize the financial viability of the social health insurance program. The reserve funds of PhilHealth amounted to 163 billion pesos as of November 2020. Meanwhile, expected collections from direct contributors for 2021 amount to 86.8 billion pesos, which means suspending the scheduled hike results in the foregoing of about 12 billion pesos, an amount that clearly the reserve fund can absorb. So, Mr. Speaker, on the basis of urgent need and the financial capacity of PhilHealth, we propose to suspend premium hikes by allowing the President to do so.
The Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Ferdinand Gaite of Bayan Muna Party List to interpolate.
The gentleman from the party list, Bayan Muna, the Honorable Gaite, is recognized.
Salamat po sa ating kagalang-galang na speaker at congratulations sa inyong pagkahalal bilang deputy speaker. At sa bahaging ito, may ilang katanungan lang po kung pahintulutan ng ating sponsor, Congressman Stella Kimbo ng Marikina.
Opo, Mr. Speaker.
Salamat po. Kung yung mamarapatin, ang kinatuwang ito ay naghapag rin ng House Joint Resolution number 34 na ganun din po ang layunin. Ang title po, Joint Resolution mandating the suspension of the increase in the PhilHealth Insurance Corporation premium rate and the amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Ngunit, ang pagkakaiba po ng hinihiling ng kinatuwang ito ay sa pamamagitan ng legislatura. Ibig sabihin, baguhin mismo ang nilalaman ng Universal Healthcare Law, ang provision dito para magkaroon ng talagang hindi napapanahong pagtaas ng kontribusyon. At tama po yung nabanggit, sa panahon ng pandemya, we need an increase like we need a hole in the head. Yun ang siguro maring description. Kung gayon, bakit hindi na lang natin lagyan o bigyan ng sa halip na executive fiat ang magbabago sa pamamagitan Pangulo, bakit hindi na lang through the change of the existing law so that this will not be a temporary measure. We believe that the current case where PhilHealth may, through its board, adjust increases, may or may not be the proper procedure. And now, it necessitates the intervention hopefully by Congress itself. Pero dito sa House Bill number 8461 ay ibinibigay ang kapangyarihang ito sa ating Pangulo. So, pwede mo ba maklarify dito sa bakit sa Pangulo pa ibibigay ang kapangyarihan, bagamat very timely po yung panukalang ito, pero bakit hindi pa through legislative fiat, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, Madam Sponsor?
Sir Speaker, kami naman po ay sang-ayon kay Representative Kaite na may mga problema nga po ang ilang provision ng Universal Healthcare Law, which means kailangan talaga ng review, particularly po dito po sa scheduled premium contributions na nakasaad po sa Section 10. At hindi lang po yun, no? May mga raised na issues tungkol sa halimbawa po sa overseas workers, kung sila po ba dapat ay makonsider na mandatory din or baka naman pwedeng maging voluntary na lang po ang pagbayad ng overseas Filipino workers dito po sa kanilang PhilHealth contributions. So ilan lang yon sa mga maaaring outstanding concerns dito po sa Universal Healthcare Law, which is why ayon na rin po sa ating Chairwoman Helen Tan and Vice Chair Joet Garcia ng Committee on Health, iti-take up pa po ang ilang mga pending bills patungkol po dito. Ang isang balakid, no, or alam naman po natin na merong agarang pangangailangan dito po sa pag-suspend. But pagdating po sa usapin ng contribution rates, kailangan po niyan ng actuarial validation para malaman po talaga kung ano ba ang nararapat na contribution rates para sa ating manggagawa. And having said that, practically speaking, kailangan po natin ng kaunting panahon at kailangan po natin mapakinggan ang iba't iba pong resource persons, and that might take time, Mr. Speaker. So for now, because there's an urgent need to suspend, naging ganito po ang proposed approach ng mga authors po, Mr. Speaker.
Salamat po, Madam Sponsor, salamat Mr. Speaker. At cognizant po rin ang kinatawang ito dun sa urgency. Tama po naman, ano? At kung kaya't kahit noon pa man ay nung nakita ng Makabayan Block ang proviso sa pagtataas ng naturang rates ay matagal na rin tinutulan. Dahil nakita na nga ang potential na epekto nito, wala pang ang pandemya. Kaya po naniniwala ang kinatawang ito na sana ito'y maging permanenteng pagbabago o amenda sa naturang batas sa Universal Healthcare Law para rin po na with or without the pandemic, mas nagkakaroon ng mas maayos na proseso kung paano tinatakda ang pagtataas ng contribution rates sa naturang ahensya o PhilHealth. Nabanggit nyo, Madam Sponsor, yung usapin ng pagiging mandatory right now hindi mandatory. Right now it's mandatory for OFWs, but apparently it's not contained in the said House bill. It just states the increase the new schedule of rates, but absent yung so whether na-settle na ba once and for all or itatouch ba yung usapin na whether pag ginawaran ng kapangyarihan ng Pangulo na authorizing the President regarding PhilHealth only in the area of the premium rates, but not whether it's mandatory or voluntary for our OFWs who, by the way, as many all know, have also raised complaints. And kahit sila man ay apektado nitong patakarang ito, na kahit dati ay sila na rin ay nagtumutol bunga na nga rin ng maraming mga state exactions on our overseas workers. Now, another increase, again, definitely will not be timely, considering the pandemic that has also affected ang ating mga bayaning mga kapatid na manggagawa sa ibayong dagat. So, hindi ho kasama pa itong pagiging obligatory or going voluntary sa pagkaunawa ko, Madam Sponsor, Mr. Speaker.
Sir Speaker, ang Section 10 po refers po to direct contributors. Nakasama po dyan ang overseas workers. So ngayon po, classified as direct contributor ang ating OFWs. So to that extent po, sila po ay sakop ng ating House Bill 8416. So sa ngayon po, again, ulitin ko po na although may mga mas malawak na concerns doon po sa contribution, whether it's in the rate or the manner by which OFWs contribute to the fund. Sa ngayon po, temporarily, sineset aside muna natin yan. As I said, kailangan pang pag-aralan yan ng masusi ng ating komite. But for now po, unahin na po natin ang pinaka-agarang pangangailangan, which is to suspend that hike in premium rates. At Mr. Speaker, nakalimutan ko pong sagutin ang isang tinanong ni Representative Gaite earlier kung bakit executive decision ang aming proposal. Mr. Speaker, just clarify. Ang Section 10 po, again, is contains a contribution schedule. So in other words, Congress dictated a set of rate increases from 2019 to 2025. And if we are in a situation na kailangan natin pigilin ang pagtaas at hindi na siya magiging automatic for whatever reason, there could be, for example, a state of emergency as what we are in today, ang pwede pong mag-override at this point would be the President. Hindi naman po pwede na Congress na nga po ang gumawa ng table of contribution rates, Congress din ang magsususpend, hindi po ba? So kumbaga po sa korte, kapag ang regional trial court ay kailangan pong ma-review ang kanyang decision, yan po ay pupunta sa iba pang opisina, in this case, for example, the Court of Appeal. So ganun din po yung prinsipyo na mapupunta po siya sa ibang branch. And so yun po ang naging disenyo kung bakit in cases of emergency, ang pwede pong mag-suspend would be the President.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Sponsor, sa clarification. At tulad na nabanggit, ang kinatong ito ay naniniwala talagang dapat ipatigin ang naturang rate increase. At sa paraan sana nga na dahil ito ay batas na nilinang rin ng kapulungan ito kasama ang Senado, ay karapat-dapat rin sana na Kongreso rin ang gagawa ng mga konkretong hakbang para baguhin itong kasasabi na nating depekto sa naturang batas. Nevertheless, kami naniniwala na yung objective na suspend ang rate increase ay isang tamang hakbangin para magkaroon ng ma-alleviate yung kondisyon at kalagayan ng ating mamamayan kasama ang ating mga OFWs na tama, ito sila ay kasama din, ngunit tulad na nabanggit, hindi pa rin settle yung usapin whether mananatiling obligatory or voluntary ang kanilang contribution, which they have stated before that dapat hindi ito. So yun lang po, Madam Sponsor. Salamat po, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating mga kasamahan sa Kongreso.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move to terminate the period of sponsorship and debate.
There is a motion to terminate the period of sponsorship and debate. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
We now proceed with the period of amendments. The Honorable Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other committee amendments, I move that we now proceed to consider the individual amendments.
There being no member of this body who registered to interpel for amendments, there's a motion to close the period of amendment. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved.
Mr.